Here's John Connell.
The good weather is here at long last, and a man's mind turns to that great preoccupation of these islands, gardening. To garden is to live, from great country landscapes to the window box of an apartment in a bustling city. We love our plants. It's been an affair for thousands of years. That broad term garden, though, has got me thinking. What is a garden? There are our shrubs and flowers, yes, but also that biggest part, the lawn. It is the lawn that interests me most of all. 2 years ago now, my wife and I bought a house near our family farm in County Longford, with a large garden front and back. It was, I think now, the lawn that won me over. It was a big, joyous thing, a green space, one where I could imagine children playing football or just having a good run around. Coming as I did from a decade of urban living, first in Australia, then Canada and Los Angeles, a garden was something I hadn't counted on. I'd not had one since my childhood on the farm. The lawn was a new vista, a new adventure. As we settled into our house, my father popped round on his lawnmower to mow the lawns and keep the grass in check as we unpacked. After a few weeks, when it was truly ours and our furniture was safely nestled inside, I turned my mind to the garden. I would need a big lawnmower, one I could sit on, like my father's, I reasoned. After some research, I purchased the great beast and got it delivered to the house. I had never before ridden one, nor maintained a lawn with such a contraption. Grass is a fascinating plant. It will grow vigorously at temperatures over 10 degrees, and if not kept in check in the summer months, will mature and turn to meadow ground. There is, you see, a battle with lawns, waged privately by gardeners around the nation to ensure they don't get out of control. Too long, and even a ride-on lawnmower won't be able to tame it. The mower and I waged our war in that first year, cutting the grass nice and closely, cropping it down until there was an even, neat lawn that you could easily have a picnic on. I mowed, and in some strange way there was a sense of calmness when the lawn was short. I felt less stressed about the entire house when the grass was neat. When I examine that anxiety now, I think it was born out of the fact that you didn't want a wild lawn that the neighbours could see and comment on. Who owns those unkempt lawns? A writer? Then surely he must be poor if he can't maintain his house. Every sunny day, one could hear the sound of mowers up and down the parish roads of our quiet Irish hamlet. The tractor lawnmower maintained the grass all the summer months, and then into autumn when the last cut is done in late September or early October. Then the lawnmower must be put away for the winter, drained of fuel and covered in a sheet like some fancy race car until it's called on again in the next season. The whole endeavour engaged me with lawns in a new way. Wherever I went, be it park or playground, I examined the grass of the area, passing slight judgments on those whose greens weren't as well maintained as my own. Snotty of me, I know, but such was my grass fever, such was my petrol-fumed mower's dream of shortness and sanctity. The grass does not grow in winter, not much anyway, and so the lawn is left to its own devices. But as the months drew on, I would check the lawns every so often and my mower to make sure all would be ready for the new season, when I would rip and tear and snip the lawn back into neat order. But then something happened a few weeks ago. It started with the postbox, a flyer from the Irish Postal Service, on post, which detailed an idea which was new to me. No Mow May. This simple message instructed me to leave the lawnmower in the shed for the month of May. Fancying myself as having green fingers, I read on. this little piece of heaven, this lawn of mine, this serious ground on serious earth was in effect a green desert. The bees and the pollinating insects had no food source when the lawn was mowed, for the wildflowers were unable to grow, or indeed had been cut. I'd been familiar with food deserts in great sections of cities and places such as Los Angeles, where local shops contained no fresh fruit or vegetables. But a green desert, that was a new one on me. The green desert contains your lawn and little else. As you mow and mow, the wildflowers of the hedges and ditches have no opportunity to get a foothold, and so, as the letter in the post explained, the wild bees were in trouble. And so I sat with this thought, to mow or not to mow. Every day I waited, the lawn grew longer, but also every day new wildflowers emerged, such as dandelions and buttercups. What is a lawn? It got me thinking, where did the concept come from? The first ornamental gardens were said to have emerged in ancient Egypt and Persia. Indeed, the hanging gardens of Babylon were seen as one of the wonders of the ancient world. The garden has been part of our civilization game, it would seem, since we began. There is something in us that has always valued not just a working horticultural garden, but an ornamental one. The practice reached its highest art form with French landscaper and gardener André Le Nôtre, under the reign of King Louis XIV, designing the gardens of Versailles. But we don't have to look to France for our garden heroes. Lancelot Capability Brown, the English gardener, is rightly seen as one of the great gardeners of the 18th century who designed over 170 gardens around Britain. Architects and hanging gardens be damned, I thought. The bees need me. But what could I do? Bees are in trouble not just in Ireland, but in Britain too. We are living in nature-depleted countries. Already a third of British wild bee species are said to be in decline across the nation. The demise is due to habitat loss. Climate change and pesticides have played their part too. We sprayed and we thought nothing of tomorrow. The toxic chemicals kill and wreak a quiet havoc on the nature around them. Some species, it must be said, are making a comeback, but not all. We must be mindful of those who are not thriving. Taking matters into my own hands, I decided upon my course of action. I would rewild part of the garden, setting aside a large section which I had earmarked for a vegetable patch. I let the weeds and grasses take root. Within days there were flowers, mostly buttercups, erupting through the broken earth. The bee has had it tough in recent decades, not just here, but across the world. In 2020, I travelled through the southern states of the US, documenting farm worker rights in the vast fruit and vegetable fields of America. But there was another story I had not known of: the billions of bees involved in pollinating almond plantations in California. The bees are trucked great distances across the US to get to the fields to pollinate these orchards. Of course, many die in the process. The humble bee has been transformed from some lovely, playful, earthly creature to a mere tool to satisfy our hunger and thirst for consumer products such as almond milk. My lawn is long now, but the green desert is no more. In exchange for neatness, there are wildflowers and weeds growing side by side in a riot of colour. And my anxiety? Well, it seems to have abated. I am reminded of Philip Larkin's poem, The Mower. We should be kind while there is still time. I hope I can be kind. I hope the riot of unmown lawn brings about new joy and new life. There is something good in chaos, something of the riot of life. The lawnmower can stay in the shed for a few more days. The flowers and the bees need their time.